Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the game design, where we try not to miss out on the once-in-a-lifetime galaxy discount of lobsters. Pre-built with a butter shell. Can you imagine that? Just like a lobster with a shell made of butter. Just like bite into it.
Doesn't sound very practical.
No, but delicious. This is episode number 93. Wish you were here. I am the lone gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we keep our third eye open, search for our lobster friend.
Do we have a lobster friend?
Maybe we do. Maybe you are the lobster.
Am I the lobster friend?
You could be.
Oh, there are some people who have like pet lobsters.
They do.
Really?
They do for some reason.
For some reasons. All right. So, what is the deep dive of today? Today we're talking about FOMO, fear of missing out. That scary thing that the games tells you that you are scared of missing it out. So, yes. That is the thing that we're talking today. But before we go into all that, a little disclaimer. The discussion here is based on our opinions and our own in-game experiences. Everything we say here can not be real, or can be discussed, or we can be wrong. You never know, right?
We're probably wrong sometimes.
Sometimes. So there you go. Be aware.
Not me.
Not Lucho. Never.
Not me, but we.
There you go. And now that you're here with us, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a like or a comment, do anything social that your platform lets you. This is the best way that you can give us support for the show. Please do share it with everybody. I know that the content here is kind of like brainy and we talk about some heavy stuff and technical stuff, but we're entertaining. I think we are.
We're trying to be entertaining.
Yes. and try to be a little bit didactic with this kind of...
At least informative.
Yes, there you go. At least informative. There you go. You will learn something from all these discussions. At least.
This is educational content.
Yeah. All right. So, again, my friend, FOMO, why did you bring it to the table this week?
Reddit,
the vengeance of Reddit. Reddit strikes again.
it always does.
There
No, I was searching Reddit and I came across this meme on the meme frame subreddit.
My God, the meme frame subreddit. Great subreddit, by the way.
And
yeah, the
there's
black
the
star.
meme of the girlfriend and the sad boyfriend.
Again with this meme. It's time to farm Black Star, baby. You need Forma. Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. Which is so true. So true.
Yes, absolutely.
Like any Warframe player will relate.
Absolutely. So, what does this have to do with FOMO?
What does this have to? I don't know if this specifically
Yeah.
falls into the FOMO, and that's a discussion that we'll have
Yes.
later on.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those. So to make sense for everyone what the meme is making fun of.
Yeah.
Blackstar is an event in Warframe that happened once. When it was like when the first, it happened the first time that the came.
Yeah.
And at the time we didn't know if this was gonna be just a one thing event, or it was gonna become yearly or at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
It came back.
Yeah.
Later. And that happened more than like a year and a half.
Yes.
And it never came back again.
Correct.
And that this event is probably the most efficient way of obtaining one very rare resource in the game.
Correct.
Format. Which you actually usually get like blueprints that take like a day to build, like a day in real life to put building and live there. And in this one, you're able to buy to accumulate at a very fast pace already built format. So it's a huge time save.
Yeah.
So it has become popular because it's whenever it's around, people want to farm it to get format efficient.
Yes.
So that's where the meme comes from, and that's where the FOMO relation
I know what you
comes
from. Yeah.
into play. That's the concept.
Yeah. So, for those of you who wants to know what is the FOMO? What is the FOMO?
It is indeed.
What it is the fear of missing out. This is an effect, a psychological effect that's been used by sellers for decades, which relates to that putting you in that position of like, this is a unique opportunity once in a lifetime that is limited to a certain time, and you have to risk everything to get it now, right?
Yes.
Your time, your money, everything, right? That is the fear of missing out. That if you don't grab that opportunity once in a lifetime, maybe you are gonna regret it for the rest of your life.
You will regret it. That's
and this is a technique being used for sellers by decades and decades. When they bring you with like, this is a one in a lifetime discount, 25%. You get this this beautiful vase of China, exclusive, never before seen. They just did 12, and then we have this Vasil, and this is just if you call in the next 24 hours, etc., etc. They still use it in.
It's a very common strategy in marketing.
Correct, in selling. In sellers, the fear of missing out is a very big strategy, and you do it like if you ever been training to sell stuff, they will teach you this technique.
Yeah,
they will teach you this technique, and they will teach you like the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the barriers, but the limits when you can do it. So you're like, you have this base price, but the real price is like way lower here, and this is what you can negotiate. But the way lower here price is the actual real price at profit that you sell it with. And if you sell it to a normal price, they know that nobody will buy it to the normal price because it's way overinflated. So they give you all this room to negotiate and make it seems like you're getting an amazing deal, when in reality it's all a strategy for selling. So how this applies in video games, kind of the same kind of in the same vein, right? I lost my train of thought. Goodbye. All right, yeah. So that is what fear of missing out is. That sensation that a seller or some opportunity is gonna go fleeting and is gonna be exclusive and unique. And the times that actually that happens in your life, you're not gonna realize it. But in terms of marketing, they do it all the time, right? They wanna make you feel special. They wanna make you feel like this is a great opportunity for you, and that you have to do it now. Which is the important part of this strategy of fear of missing out. That is limited. That is now. They wanted to buy it now, as soon as possible, or else your life won't have meaning in the future.
It also appeals to that instant gratification thing that humans crave.
Correct.
Time.
Correct. They want it now. We want it now.
We do. We seek instant gratification.
Yeah.
Very instinctive.
Yeah. So if you are a seller, if you're a consumer out there, be a smart consumer. Be aware that this happens all the time, and is like 98% is not the case. That is actually an exclusive thing, and they probably bring it back or resell it after or whatever else, right? It's just that effect to sell it as fast, and it's a very effective technique. If it wasn't effective, they wouldn't keep it using it for like 6 decades by now.
Since forever.
Yeah, since marketing was invented, the exclusivity deal, because that's a great marketing technique to make you feel exclusive, VIP, or whatever else you put in the table. Even if that's not necessarily the case, but making you feel special is great for selling. Yes? All right.
It is.
It is. So, how do video games exploit fear of missing out? In a variety of ways. Now that we are in the... I don't know if MMOs back in the day did this, but this is now more prevalent that we are living the realm of live service, everything is patch, etc., etc. Right?
Elaborate.
Okay. So, generally, back in the day, video games had what they had in terms of item and rewards and everything else, right? They exist forever in the game, right? The game was shipped with all the rewards and all the items already built in it, right?
Okay.
Okay. And that's it. You get your thing. When you get it, you can like play it when it came out or like 5 years after. And if you spend enough time on the game, you will get the reward that not a lot of people have because they are not willing to spend that money. Right now, we have patches and live services almost in all games, which means that the developers could add or not things into the game, right? Which are exclusive, supposedly exclusive, right?
Yeah.
So, if you are in one of those games which have this microtransaction of kind of business model when they are selling you stuff or digital goods through promotions or events or etc., they can exploit the fear of missing out as any good seller will do. Right?
Okay.
Back in the day, this was not possible because the game was done.
I disagree with that.
You disagree with it?
Special editions have been a thing since forever.
Special editions has been a thing since forever. When did it special? But I think special editions became a thing.
Nope.
All right, give me a very old example then.
Oh shit. Didn't the original Halo had a special edition?
I don't remember. Like the only thing that that I was trying to think for the old one is like, I don't know, the golden cartridge of Zelda, but that was an actual exclusive thing.
That doesn't tick the FOMO checkbox.
No, because remember that the thing about FOMO is supposed to be an illusion for marketing. That means that the exclusive item will come back in some way, shape, or form.
Not necessarily.
Because if it
comes back, sure, but you don't know that at the time.
You don't know that at the time, but if it's Addict strategy, that's what happens. No,
but if you don't know at the time of the purchase, that's the whole point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a thing about it's a thing about being genuine with the exclusivity of the item.
No. It's not about intentions, because this is not about we had good intentions. This is about how things end up working.
All right.
So you're trying to defend something that it's but they had good intention.
So you mean that any collectible item has
they are
has a A problem of FOMO. A problem of
Of
fear
course they
missing
do.
out.
That's the whole. But that's why collectibles are collectibles.
Yeah, but the thing
They prey on the fear of people not having the collectible thing.
So but when I see fear of missing out, referring in marketing terms, is more on that side of something being exclusive, being pushed for a limited time, even if it's not the reality in terms of collection. You know what I mean? Like,
Collectibles fall into that same. Why don't they fall in the same basket?
because fear of missing out, as you see it in the marketing respect, is kind of a malicious technique.
Yeah, it is always, and I think that selling collectibles or limited edition things is malicious.
You think that? Oh, all right, okay. All right, so you
Because
mean that
they are not selling you like you're not paying for the product.
Yeah.
You're paying for these extra bits and nuts that are like special because they just made a few units. That's what makes them special.
Okay, so you
It's
feel
not
like
an special edition X,
yeah,
for example.
yeah.
That it's Halo Team.
Yes.
They're just gonna make a couple of them and they're gonna be more expensive.
Correct.
Is it because the product inside is different?
No, the product is the same in terms of digital.
It's the same X. Are you paying more
Yes.
for a coat of paint?
So you find that collectibles and that sort of stuff are bad.
Oh,
because
they definitely
explode.
are preying on that.
So you are not improving any
All the
collectible.
like
industries.
all that more movement of collecting stuff, Funko Pops, all that shit,
Yeah.
that preys on that.
Wow. Okay.
It has become normalized
yes.
on the last couple of years.
That's
That doesn't make it any less predatory.
Okay, I see where you're going. All right, I didn't win that deep, but okay. Fair enough. So this been, technically speaking, as you say, this been for forever in the video game industry, right?
It has. That's what I'm saying. That like, if you sell a special edition of a game,
Yeah.
just that it has this other. It has with golden cartridge. That's all.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like the first thing that I can think of.
Like if you objectively think, did the product change?
Not
No.
really. You just
You're
like
consuming
got a
the same.
fancy coat of paint.
But you're paying more for that.
Yeah. There
Not
was
because they couldn't. Not because they couldn't make more.
Yeah.
They could make all of them like that and just charge more.
Yes, correct.
But they don't, and that's artificial.
Yes. All right. So
And the moment where that becomes like an artificial thing, just to make you pay more, that's when I believe it's predatory.
Interesting, because your argument is saying that any kind of exclusivity product
Oh, it's absolutely.
is predatory in general.
Absolutely.
You're very anti-capitalism.
It's not very anti-capitalism. I do believe that if you're going to charge more, you should offer
More. So your point is
yeah.
Yeah.
There should be any value in it, but the value cannot be artificial. Just
But can the value, like, because the excuse for that is that the value can come from the limited.
that's fine. The
Availability of
value
the-
can come
of the
from
item.
scarcity,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
but the scarcity cannot be artificial. Let me give you an example. Let's say
All right.
you put a you inaugurate a restaurant,
Correct. All right.
but you have limited seating, and you become very very famous, and then you have lines forming outside of your.
Yes.
But it's just the place is small. You cannot seat more people,
All right. Yeah.
and then people want to get in there, so prices go up, and people are value a product, and that rises the price,
Correct. Yes.
and there is limited availability.
Yes.
Fair
Because
enough.
of the space. Yeah.
But if you have like a big place, but you just put 4 small chairs, and you say, "Oh, this is super exclusive,"
Yeah.
that's artificially created.
So will you say that for it not to be fall into the category of predatory fear of missing out, you have to be sure that the exclusivity is worth it. Like the scarcity.
There is some added value to it.
Yeah.
Like real added value.
Because when you brought that example, I was thinking about the Magic the Gathering, what's the name? The limited list. They have this list inside the company of cards that they cannot reprint because their value come from their scarcity, right?
Yeah.
And they legally bound to not reprint those cards, right? And that's what gives those cards value, that product value. So will you say that is not fear of missing out? Is it?
No,
or is not?
That is.
But
that
why?
Is because
if they're guarantee you value because of the legally bound scarcity of the product.
Who is legally bounding them to not print them?
A court in the United States.
Why?
Because it was a case of product in like 1992 about collectible games.
You have to give me more details because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, in 1992 there was a case when baseball cards were being reprinted and lost value, and a lot of the customers sue the companies for reprinting, and they create a precedent into the uniqueness of the items by itself. And that precedent was created with the reserve list in Magic the Gathering that Hasbro, Wizard of the Coast subsidiary of Hasbro, is legally bound to not reprint those cards. If they do, they have to pay they have to pay a fine, something like that, and then do a bunch of legal stuff. But they technically are legally bound to not reprint that list of cards. So that's where the value of the cards come by, because of course they're just cardboard with paint over it. So will that not coming into fear of missing out if they're actually guaranteed collectible items?
But it's not that they're actually guaranteed, is that they cannot be produced anymore for whatever reason.
That's the thing, right?
Sure.
Will that fall into fear of missing out? I don't think so. Because they become genuinely collectible items, right?
It doesn't have to do anything with being collectible or not. It has to do with that they cannot be produced.
Yeah, so?
It's different. Because people will call collectible many things.
Yes, correct.
And again, it has nothing to do with being collectible or...
So it has to be...
It is the fact that it cannot be produced anymore.
Is the fact that it cannot be produced.
For it.
Yes, correct. So that makes it
because
outside.
There is no demand, who cares?
Yeah, so that's my point. That's what's make them outside of the...
But it's not the Wizard of the Coast people saying, oh, we're only printing 3 of this. No, it's just... They are abiding by some ruling that it's outside of their control.
Correct. So that's the only reason why that example is like... So unless an item is inside that category, when they're like...
It's genuinely difficult to produce the item.
Not possible to produce, then they are not... They're actually... The value is actually generally in that reason.
I mean, there are many things that are naturally scarce or very difficult to produce in the world.
Yes.
And sure, those have high price.
Correct.
Some people may consider those collectible.
All right. Yeah.
That's different.
All right. So that's the line that we are trying to draw here, right?
In my opinion.
That the value of whatever you're selling in that fear of missing out is actually real.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not like simply a construction of the marketing or construction inside the whatever thing. It's actual real value.
As long as it's not like market manipulation.
Yeah, that is offers more, that it has something extra of real value, right?
That it has value in it, and the value, like value of how you value a product, it's a very difficult thing to.
Yeah, because the other example that I was gonna put for you are statuettes. which sometimes comes with the limited edition or like deluxe edition games, right?
Sure.
Will you consider that value enough not to fall into the category of fear of missing out?
Could they keep making the little statue?
I don't know.
Of course they could.
So your point is no.
What makes them not?
So your point is not enough added value for the deluxe edition to bring those unique statuettes because they can remake it in the future.
They can keep making them. They can keep charging like a fair price for the product.
Yeah.
Like, can you keep making the Halo helmet and sell it?
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
So,
There's nothing.
So your point is
from that.
Your point is like when the promise is not legally bound of make an actual item exclusively, it doesn't fall into the category of being enough.
No, it's
all right.
If I tell you,
Yeah.
That's, for example, the difference with art.
Yes.
These manufacturers.
Okay. Yes.
Like, you can make an argument that a painter cannot reproduce the same painting many times.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of art draws value.
Correct.
Takes.
Correct.
But like a lot of the products that like come with a special, like what you mentioned, like statues or like helms, collectible things. These are mass-produced items.
Correct. Yes.
This is not one guy on a studio making all of them one by one.
No.
It's a factory in China producing
statuettes. Yeah.
Hundreds of them.
Unless you buy like, and they offer the concept art books with this, and it's the same thing. Like they're just pictures or scans of the original art. If you actually get the original art, that's another thing entirely, right? If you actually get like
you get the original sketch, that's an art.
Yeah. Correct.
But the art books, they're just digital scan or digital reproductions of the.
Yeah. So that's where the line we're drawing in this discussion.
That's where the line is for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree. But we will have to make like. It's good that we discuss it to make it clear where the line is.
No.
Right? So then the question. Then we go back to one of our examples, which is the golden cartridge from Legend of Zelda. Technically speaking, you cannot manufacture those golden cartridges anymore.
Yeah, no, but at the time,
At the time, yes. Yeah. Right now, so that's the other thing that we have to have in mind. If we're talking for this in reality, like sometimes time makes them exclusive because they become impossible to manufacture. But at the time, you don't know.
That has nothing to do
with the marketing industry.
Yeah,
correct. So because sometimes
we're not talking about collect.
Yeah,
that's a different discussion. We're just talking at the moment. Like, was that at the moment exploiting fear of missing out? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Because they could make millions of them.
Yeah. Nintendo still does it. Nintendo still does collectible. What is it? Collectible limited prints, but there is nothing bounding them to make them limited besides the promise that it's gonna be limited print. So
yeah.
So yeah, as a consumer, that's like super sketchy because you don't know if the actual item is actual exclusive because they don't have anything bounding them to do it again, right? That's the point. Beyond their word.
Yeah, but that's exploiting.
Yeah, that's why in collectibles, generally what ends up happening is that the errors inside those prints are more valuable than the actual print. Like if you find like a statuette with like an error or like a bad painting on things and that sort of stuff, even if the print was reprinted once and once again, the actual error becomes more valuable because it's unique compared to the printing. So that's the problem of this strategy, right?
Again, we're not talking about collecting.
Yeah. So, moving on from the collectibles to after we draw online.
We are not talking about collectibles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Moving out of collectible ones, we draw a line of fear of missing out. How this applied into the proper game realm beyond collectibles and deluxe editions and everything else, right? It's the same problem. You can reprogram or rerun a supposedly exclusive event as many times as you want. And the only thing bounding the game company to not do it is the word. Right?
Yeah.
And they sell it as they were never gonna do it and never gonna come back. But the reality is, if the event draws enough money for the company, they probably gonna bring it back. Even if they say no, we won't do it. Oh no. So that's the way they exploit in today's games. Fear of missing out. There is a myriad of ways to do it, and it's funny because we praise some of these practices in past episodes. Like we said, like, yeah, if a game has event or concurrent content into the game is good, and you like cool rewards and that sort of stuff, right? So now we're go ahead.
One thing is having event.
Yeah.
Another thing is it's, are these recurring events? Are they just one-time only things?
Yeah.
Is there really value in playing them, or is there not? And that's sort of like how much players value their time.
Yep. Yeah.
Versus their in-game time, stuff like that.
Correct. So I feel like in this day and age, the FOMO, like the actual gamers have become a little bit smarter with this, and they demand a little bit more that if that the things that they bring to a game are not exclusive, especially, and they prefer like to have the thing repeated, to not create the fear of missing out. And yeah, I've heard like some communities fighting against this all the time, and yeah.
I like to politely disagree.
You like to politely? All right, tell me how am I wrong?
I don't think people really care about that.
You don't think people really care? All right.
No.
Fair enough. I feel that people kind of care these days in day and age.
It depends. If it is like with the deluxe editions and things like that, people are a little bit more careful.
Yep, correct.
But with actual like in-game events and stuff like that, people kind of don't care.
Fair enough.
So there are things that they care about. There are things that they do not care about.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the way that video games exploit this FOMO. If they want to sell you like something limited, generally cosmetics in this day and age, because they're already very careful to sell items that are limited, that break some of the balance of the game. They prefer to do it like through just cosmetics, because if they do that, they end up labeling themselves as pay to win games. So yeah, it's funny because this entire thing about fear of missing out and the consequence that it creates, it becomes kind of like an honesty kind of record for the video game company that does this kind of stuff.
I don't know about that.
All right.
Because you're putting it all in terms of money, and I think that's not the only way that they exploit FOMO.
Okay. Tell me about the other way.
Because it's not necessarily just about selling you stuff, about your time. So for example, they put up an event.
Yep.
Gives this powerful reward, but this is a limited event.
Correct.
And that will drive people to play the game during that
time, yes.
Window time.
Correct.
And that will definitely boost up numbers, and that will make the game good for investors and stuff like that.
No, all right. So you refer to the other side, which is the time.
Yeah, which is also you could also argue that
But
some
time
of
is money.
those prey on FOMO. Not because time is money, but because they also offer something for a limited time that you pay with your time and with your game time.
Yeah.
That you could still consider false those predator because engagement time is a metric that they will solve.
Correct. Yeah, engagement time is a metric. Yes. All right. So, any other way that video games exploit FOMO beyond the engagement time corrector that you were mentioning, and me on the selling exclusive cosmetics and that sort of stuff for microtransactions? There's another way that they explode for missing out?
Those are the ones that I can think of.
Yeah.
There could be something else that we're missing.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else.
I don't think there's anything else, but we could be wrong.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments or whatever you are. Send us a comment or something like that. All right. Is FOMO only present on live service games? Does MMO count as live service games?
They do.
All right. Does gacha count as live service game? All right. So yeah, Lucho had like technical problems.
A power outage.
Power outage. You try to hack us there. We're giving you too much information to the consumer.
Yes.
Right.
We were being targeted.
By the big corporations, apparently.
Their secrets out.
Secrets out. So, yeah, we're checking out what is a live service where FOMO can happen. So, of course, anything defined by live service, MMOs, right, was my next question. If that counted as a live service, technically yes. Gachas, you say yes.
Of course they are.
And that's when the power went out.
That's when the power went out.
Yeah. Is there anything else that is considered live service beyond those MMOs? Actual live service, like this, like they say that they are live service, and gachas. Does any single player game with patch availability is considered live service? Technically, no, right?
No, but that has become a modular line later.
What?
Like a line harder to define. Because games, for example, like the walking simulator thing.
Yeah.
The name.
The walking simulator. What is the name of that game? Damn it. It escapes my mind right now. The important thing to know is that we're bad at names, so...
No, but we need to know the name of this game. Weird Baby.
Weird Baby.
It has a weird baby.
It has a weird baby. Oh my god. Yeah. Death Stranded. There you go.
Death Stranded.
Yeah.
It's technically a single player experience.
Yeah.
But it has had plenty of updates throughout its life.
Correct, yes.
Not really consider like that's. This is one that, for example, is hard to define or to categorize as a live service.
Correct.
But it has received plenty of like post-release support.
You're right, yeah. So yeah, the line is hard to define by this day and age.
Especially for recent.
Yeah.
Or more recent time.
Let's put it like that. Like live service, like we will define live service anything that can get an event or an update where content is actually included into the game.
I think we're actually sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
Yeah, that means like an extensive things of DLCs. That is where the line is. Kind of like if you have a single player game but it can get a lot of DLCs, then it's technically almost a live service game, even if it doesn't even if it's not.
Even if they don't want to market it that way, because
Correct.
it also has. I know why some studios try to avoid that marketing term,
Yeah.
just because it has some negative connotation.
And a lot of different expectations about what it has to be and what it has
No,
to
no,
do.
I think they don't care much about the expectations, more about the negative connotation. I think EA soiled the name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Definitely burn that thing down. All right, yeah. And that includes any kind of like rewards of or packs or content that you can put into the game. If you can put extra content into the game, you're almost a live service.
Yeah, but you know that's super blurry these days, because
Yeah.
all games nowadays can get updates and if they want. They're just, we have paint.
Yeah. Definitely. So the question is FOMO only in live service games?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Why? Why do you think you don't think so?
I mean, we just
If
gave
we're
example,
not if we're not including the collectible side of the thing,
but we are.
you tell me not. Tell me that we're not gonna talk about collectibles.
No, but that's part of that's a form exploitation. All I'm saying is that you shouldn't call them collect.
My God, you're a difficult person. All right, so
They have to include it.
so we are including collectible cases,
Yes.
like physical collectible cases.
Yes.
Tell me no before. You're the worst.
I never told you no.
You tell me like no, we're not gonna include collectibles.
No.
I think what
told
you tell
we're
me
not
was
gonna- I told you
we're not gonna talk
we're
about
not talking about
collectibles.
collectibles because it's just because collectibles are different, like are a bigger category in general.
Yeah, so we're talking about collectibles related to games. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, again,
All right.
but you're trying to make this conversation about collect.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's
No,
what
no,
I'm
no,
telling
no,
you,
no.
no.
I wasn't clear what
doesn't
part
matter.
of collectibles are we going to talk about.
If they are or not collectibles, it does not matter.
Okay. All right. So you're saying like before the way to exploit FOMO was special editions or
That's
deluxe
one way that
editions or whatever else editions that you
existed
want.
before. Still does.
So you say that the answer is yes. It can exist in this different
say-
type of. Yeah, you see it all the time. You have like 400 types of editions of a single player game that ones bring a statue and other brings like actual cosmetics inside the game that are exclusive to the edition. Then you have an extra skin, or you have like a gun or something like that. Especially like again, for especially for cosmetics, they give you access to this exclusive.
Even not for cosmetic, just Borderlands did it, like the old Salju gun.
But they after give it like, but you can get
Doesn't
it into
matter.
the game
Doesn't
from
matter.
another way.
The selling point of the special editions were that you were getting early access
Yeah,
to
early
it.
access to that's the yes.
That does not matter that they make it available later.
Yeah, I know.
That's not the point.
Fair enough. So the answer is yes. There always been FOMO in other shapes. Outside live service is not a new thing in the video game industry.
It's not anything. It is just the possibility of updating games or patching content games through the internet and just made it easier to diversify
The FOMO, yeah.
how people or how companies will exploit the FOMO. It's always-
You're missing out. So, how have been surviving with fear of missing out all this time in the game industry?
Because I'm poor and cannot buy shit.
Okay.
And now I'm old enough to know that I shouldn't spend money.
Yeah.
like if I had the money when I was a
What?
teenager or
Yeah.
like on my early 20s,
Yeah.
I would have spent the money.
Yeah,
sure.
of course, yeah. Oh my
But
God.
I didn't have the money. I was a poor college student. I had money, or I spent all my money in other stuff. So
I was never a poor student, but I spent all my money.
I mean, I was never a poor student either. We both attended private colleges and private schools.
But we spent all our money in alcohol and food. So. I'm
exaggerating. Of course, we were not poor college students. We attended private.
No. I mean, is the fear of missing out has always been existing in the game industry. That's what I mean. And it's been great for them, right? Making a lot of money from it. Profits are through the roof, right? Is why this haven't had an impact in the actual gaming community.
What do you mean by that?
If there is so much FOMO in the game industry, why this hasn't been a detriment for the gaming community?
Oh, because it is so satisfying when you take part. When you participate in the thing,
yes,
it makes you feel good.
Yes, so
that's feeling good.
That's one of the actual dangers of fear of missing out, is that it makes you feel good, it makes you feel exclusive, it makes you feel important. People will never people won't care if there's actually selling you fear of missing out in any way, shape, or form. That is my point, right?
No. People don't care.
Should we be a smarter consumer and gamers and reject fear of missing out?
We should.
All right. What will be the effect if we reject fear of missing out?
What effect on what?
In the gaming community or in the games in general. What do you think will be the effect if we become smarter consumers and gamers?
That they will try to be sneakier with the
They
way
will
that
try
they
to be sneaky. Because again, all this thing, the fear of missing out.
Because this is a business. This is about money.
Yeah, it comes very close to the prestige that some games needs to have in order for being interesting. It comes very close to that, right? Because they offer kind of prestige for participating in these fear of missing out events. They offer you that opportunity without any idea for being in the event. And that's one of the big selling points of this, right?
It's just that there is an ever-growing rate of where do you use fear of missing. It ranges from just straight up selling your shit, things, to just I'm gonna give you this exclusive one-time only reward. You log in 7 days. And all those things take advantage of the FOMO effect, for sure.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Yes.
Just how the companies and the games make revenue out of that is just different.
Correct.
But they will always try to exploit, even if it is not by directly grabbing your money.
Yes.
But the fact that you have an incentive to log out in the game every day, which is something that gacha games.
Yep. They do
and many battle pass, that's for example the success of many battle passes or battle pass thing.
Yeah.
Is that they encourage people to log in every day, to get into a game every day.
Yeah.
And get the reward. And that makes the company money.
Correct.
Even if it is not it is your money somehow.
Yeah. All right. Before we continue, I'm gonna hear live. I'm gonna tell something to Lucho to see if that's the problem. You are hearing a little bit cutting. See if you have the automatic noise filter in Discord on.
I do not.
All right. Then that was weird. Anyway, so that's the way that they does it. So where is the line between fear of missing out in these kind of rewards and interesting things and exclusive, and rewarding a player for engagement? And that's the difficult thing to see, right?
What I was arguing is that there is no line.
You say that there is no line. There is no line between one and the other. And my argument will be like, what about cycling? When I was thinking about this question, it was like, well, if you try to remove that fear of missing out from the events and keep the rewards, making them cyclic, making them have a cycle, or like assuring the player that the event will come back. So it becomes more of like getting the reward and grinding through the event to get the reward, and that will give you a better fulfillment than just like, oh, this is just one time only, and if you're not here, you're not gonna miss it out, because you know that if you even get late into the game, the event will come back, right? With different rewards or the same rewards or more rewards, which was generally what they do to mix up these events so they don't become repetitive, even if they're in a constant cycle of coming out and in, right?
Yes.
And some events are very good, some events are different, some events are targeted for different kind of the player base and that sort of stuff. That, I feel that is more on the side of rewarding, because they try to take out that thing of like, this is exclusive, even if like the event is still time exclusive because it comes once in a year or 2 times in a year, something like that. But if they guarantee you that it's gonna come back, that the only thing that you need to do is be there, but not necessarily it's gonna be the end of the world, because next time you can be there or arrange for be there or not. Will that work? Will that extract enough of the fear of missing out to work as a purely good reward?
The problem is that it doesn't, and that's kind of my argument. That it's just like you cannot get rid of the FOMO. It's just how you use it makes it less malicious.
Okay.
Let me give you an example.
All right, go ahead.
In World of Warcraft,
Yes.
there are certain achievements and mounts, things that you can only get while the specific tier is active.
Okay.
And once that tier is over, you won't have access to those rewards at all.
Yes.
Titles and mounts and things.
Yeah.
They're just gone forever.
Yeah.
Do they prey on the fear of missing out? Yes, they do.
All right.
Because it's basically sending the signal of, you have to be here during this window time.
Yeah.
To have a chance of getting access to this reward.
Yeah.
And after that, they will be gone forever.
Yes.
Do they prey on FOMO? Does it feel less malicious? Yes, because you still have to obtain a lot of these things. You have to put a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
And grind through the game and take part into difficult activities. I think Destiny 2 does a similar thing with their title.
Correct.
So do they prey on FOMO? Yes, they do. Because it's basically, and this is something that is especially true for MMO. The more time and people spend in game, the more money they come.
Correct. Yeah, the more money they make.
Even if it is like a subscription-free game, just by their shares will go up, the better the numbers they show each quarter, so on and so forth. They will make more money.
Yeah.
Is this preying on FOMO? 100%. Because it's something that you cannot obtain anymore. And it is artificial, because it's, again, just a piece of...
Yeah,
it's a digital model.
Correct, yeah.
They can put back, it's in the game, but they make it artificially.
All right, yeah. Okay.
So it does prey in that. Does it feel bad? Not necessarily. Because you still have, it's as you said, it's something that will come in a different shape or form next season, next year, next couple of months.
Yeah.
But it still does, and it still drives people. It's one of the things that, for example, drive this feeling that is especially pervasive pervasive in MMOs.
Yeah.
That you have to keep playing the game all the
Yes.
even if you're done, because you're done.
Yes.
It's a game.
Yes.
But it's one of those it's one of the things that contributes to that feeling on the play.
All right. Yeah. I get it. So the thing is, like, there's always gonna be fear of missing out.
So what I'm saying is they're always gonna take advantage.
Yeah.
It's just that there are ways of doing it that feel
Less bad.
pervasive.
All right. So there's always gonna be fear of missing out, because that kind of is included in a valuable time reward.
Yeah, it's
Inherently, right?
yeah.
But the execution makes it good or bad. Right?
Like an extreme example would be. This is a very extreme example.
All right, go ahead.
Could you be like for example, saying that you were an Olympian in 2012?
Oh, okay.
That's a very exclusive thing.
All right, yes.
Anyone could potentially do it, quote unquote.
Okay.
You put up the time, have a lot of talent and money.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of things, but yeah, continue.
It's like, and you can never be that again. That happens once in life.
All right. Yeah.
And no one will ever be that ever again after those games were done.
Okay.
So yeah, sure. And you see like when you see interviews of athletes, professional athletes.
Yeah.
That like they experience that at some degree of like, see how I speak, like this is my only chance.
Yeah.
This is my only opportunity. This is the last one.
Yeah.
It's kind of that same field, of course, at a much smaller degree.
Yeah.
Just our our profession is not video game players.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the thing. It exists. My point is that it exists in many aspects of life, and we cannot escape.
Yes. All right. Cool. All right. So the problem is how exploitative you make that aspect of the
yes
of the thing. Yeah.
That's the real problem.
That when the fear of missing, the natural fear of missing out becomes too exploitative, that's when we have a problem. It's bad and predatory, etc.
Yeah, because you will never think like athletes are not being exploited. No, of course not.
Yeah, you know, some of them are.
I mean, with big caveats and how the professional sporting world works. Not ideal either, but for that, like it's not considered.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That's kind of my.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, that was a weird example.
It was a very weird example.
Yeah,
but like,
take me out of it.
No, but for example, if you think like with the rise of esports,
yeah,
if we at some point are to consider esport players as professional athletes,
yeah,
they could transition into that kind of thing.
Fair enough. I know.
You know, like if they really are professional athletes, they will encounter this same kind of, like it will merge into a type of.
So the conclusion to this question is, it depends of how much the line. There is no line because fear of missing out is gonna exist in these rewards, right? To make it that extra exclusive, right? Because there is some rewards which you can always chase in video games, right?
Yeah.
But to make them that much exclusive, the fear of missing out is going to exist. How much do you exploit that? The existence of the fear of missing out in these kind of events is what it makes them good or bad.
In my,
I agree with you. Yeah. In our opinion, then. I agree with Lucho. In that assessment. All right, so what's the worst examples when thinking about FOMO in video games? You're asking me what is the worst example?
I'm asking you, of course.
Let me think about an example. I generally don't pay attention to a lot of events unless there is something specifically that I want from the event, which is weird. So, man, instances of actual being problems for games we're missing out. Man, nothing comes to mind right now. Do you have an example?
No. That's. I wrote this question just for you.
All right, maybe there's some gacha rewards. I think inside the realm of gacha where there do some FOMO gacha events and the actual units like break the game, so they're super powerful and ridiculous and
okay, I can see that. Gacha games definitely fall that. Many gacha games fall in that trap.
Yeah, that's
especially with events like events with other like crossover events with other franchises and stuff like that.
Yeah,
those usually one-time only things, and they.
Yeah, and they push it to the extreme. Like the units become like the most powerful thing that you can have, or like super good in a lot of situations or something like that.
Even if they don't become the most powerful unit.
Yeah.
Remember that gachas prey more on that collecting,
yeah.
And like imagine that you have almost all the collection, but you're missing one unit, and it's that exclusive event that you miss.
And you're gonna suffer for the rest of your life.
People will.
And if there is enough demand, they sometimes bring them back, and they make huge money from it.
Yes, they do, because if it comes back, it hasn't been out for a year.
Yeah.
People would put all their money to get.
And we have seen it. We have seen it like, this collaboration, blah blah blah. Like 2 years ago, and then we're bringing it back with this extra stuff, and then it shoots like they sell print money basically.
They do. Yeah, absolutely do.
Yeah, so I think those are the worst examples, like when they exploit that super collectible, especially in the gacha environments, when they exploit that specific drive to get it all into a game.
Which gachas do. Yeah. That's one of the pillars.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh no. And not again. Come on, God, let us finish this episode. Alright, technology today doesn't like us, so
doesn't like me.
Doesn't like Lucho, yeah. So he fell down there for a second through the internet stairs. Alright, so yeah.
I had a bit of a tumble.
Yeah. A bit of a tumble. A wee tumble. Alright, so yeah, we're talking about you were in the middle of giving me an example of the fear of missing out. Something like that.
Oh, dude, I have no idea what I was saying.
I get distracted when you break out. Right, so and the other one that comes to mind is the milliard of digital deluxe digital super exclusive, super digital, extra deluxe, golden edition. And they're like, to the point that we got to the ridiculous point when you remember when Anthem was launching.
Oh, did I have a whole?
They had a whole chart to explain. To that point, when we need charts to explain the different. We still suffer that with Destiny. It's like they have digital deluxe edition, digital deluxe now exclusive with 30-year anniversary. Like, oh my god, Jesus.
Digital deluxe with sprinkles on top.
Sprinkles on top. There's some games that Elder Scrolls Online.
Yep.
Which is like you can pay for the game, buy the bundle, but this bundle does include this, and this bundle does include this, and this bundle is the super bundle. But if you subscribe, you get everything, but you don't really get everything. You need to buy the base game to get it. Jesus Christ. When they come into that territory, that's other terrible, because you don't know what you're buying. You don't know, maybe you actually have to do, and we have done it. You actually have to do research.
Yes.
Sit down and make actual research to see what the F you're buying and if it's worth the money that you're paying for it. And that's the way they get you. That's the way they get you. Because generally digital deluxe editions and that sort of stuff are sometimes exclusive to pre-orders.
Yes.
Especially if they bring collectibles. So
that's the worst.
The worst. And it's been a practice that prevalent. Now they're changing to the next thing for live service, which is Funders Package. They revived the Funders Package. Now you have Funders Package with actually in-game things, especially Lost Ark and that sort of like free-to-play games.
I mean, the problem is that these things fall into a different category. Because they fall more into a Kickstarter kind of realm.
Yeah, but the Funders,
has its own problem.
To be exact, the Funders packages are generally limited in nature, time, before the games launch. And we're talking about...
They are time limited.
Yeah, the specific example that I'm bringing will be the Lost Ark Funders packages. Because it's a game that is already out in Korea. And,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
Yeah, and they're offering these very limited Funders packages before the game, without like...
But it's the example that you're thinking of with Lost Ark is a very specific...
Yeah, very specific.
Because a lot of other games have done this Founders thing.
Yeah.
More like a Kickstarter kind of thing.
Correct.
Which has its own problems. It's its own Pandora box.
Yeah.
Right now.
But hey, we can say that fear of missing out in Founders packages and exclusive rewards when backing up a game. Sometimes, but they generally give you a lot of value for that. So yeah.
The problem is that if it is a Kickstarter kind of thing, you are not paying for the product.
Yeah, you're paying
you're backing up an idea with money.
Yeah, which is a different
which is a different incentive to buy or not.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying, that I don't want to open the whole Kickstarter model for video games right now. So it's a different thing based on its own.
All right. So so I think those are the worst, like the million of pre-order.
Those are definitely the worst.
Yeah, the million of pre-order and the gacha exclusive thing.
Some of the worst offenders right there.
Yeah, right there. In modern live service games, I don't know. They're pretty friendly. They have like I'm thinking about like the Black Star example that you bring in, and they generally do seasonal or like recurring event back, right? It's just like Black Star is an oddity in Warframe. Right?
It is and it is not, because Warframe has a lot of one-time events.
Yeah.
And the community has criticized a lot.
Yeah.
Because there have been a lot of like one-time things that the community wants back.
Yeah. Correct.
If not for the rewards, for the what's the name?
For the what?
For the lore and the story.
All right. Yeah.
Warframe has its own problems with which are very different to other games.
Yeah.
Because of
but I don't think
I
genuinely don't think that they do it maliciously.
I do.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yes.
But he is liked and trusted enough that most people will say that it is not.
Yeah. Correct. Yes.
But it could be. We don't know.
Correct. Yeah, but that's that. I think those are the biggest examples. The gacha thing about the collectible being super broken, and the million of pre-order evolution editions of. And I saw a meme recently about this. It was like, oh man, God of War Ragnarok looks so good. I should pre-order now. No, fool! Don't Digital editions are not gonna run out.
I think I saw the meme when
Yeah,
you read
there you
it.
go.
Yeah.
It's like, it's exactly that. It's like, why are you pre-ordering digital editions and not gonna run out of keys?
They definitely are not gonna stop printing those digital editions.
Yeah, then
anytime
it's like the you can infinitely copy the download game.
soon. That's the thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think those are the worst examples, right?
I
don't think we've seen
definitely agree with that.
Anything very grievous. Like we've seen some, as you say, bad recurring events, but I think gacha are the perfect example for that. The rest is like not as bad. Right?
Not that come to mind,
Yeah.
but we could be missing.
Yeah. All right, and finally, is there a way to implement time-gated rewards without falling into FOMO territory? I think the answer is yes. Right?
Yes.
As we discussed upside that if you are not
I
predatory,
think the answer is no. You will always
I think
fall
the
into
answer
FOMO.
is no, but it's yes. No, because you cannot avoid FOMO from a time-gated thing,
Yeah.
because the nature of being time-gated is that.
In the room.
Yeah. Naturally comes it. Like, the thing is, how much do you exploit the fact that is time-gated is the problem. Right?
That's yes.
Yes.
But you will always have the FOMO press.
Yes. All right.
Just how are you exploiting it? Or how much are you exploiting it in your
Yeah.
on your players?
And
And
I think that's the crux of this whole discussion. It's like FOMO is a thing that is neither good or bad because it's gonna exist by the nature of time and existence. I know that it sounds esoteric as balls, but
no, it's just human nature.
yeah, it's just human nature, right? That things move, we move through time. So exclusive things are gonna happen. You cannot do certain things that you could do before, either because time moves on and stuff. But the point is, how much do you exploit that is the problem,
Yeah.
right? How much do you exploit that time condition? How much do you exploit it? How much do you market it? How much do you sell it? Don't be bad. Bad game industry. Bad.
That's the real
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, and and that's why when people talk about fear of missing out in video games, is this horrible thing, and they usually is put under a very bad light because it's the way that they exploit that naturally occurring thing in games and in life generally.
Definitely.
Right? I think that's the most important thing about the discussion. All right, before we close out, what is the worst experience with FOMO that you ever had, my friend?
That I have ever had?
Yeah, do you ever have like, oh my god, I should have done this or whatever?
Mm.
Do you regret anything in a video game?
I don't think that I regret.
Yeah.
Probably more World of Warcraft by the end of the season if I haven't achieved my goals.
Yeah.
That's probably close to that.
So you just feel bad because you couldn't achieve your goals in this time. Fair enough. I don't know, it's difficult for me to see it because I don't know. Like, I generally don't pay much attention to like limited stuff. I do it if it comes to me, but I don't pay much attention into stuff. I regret more like fear of missing out or not covering certain games better or something like that. Making things in life. We all have regrets. We're humans. Of things we should done or not. But that's the important thing. The important thing is, what is the conclusion of this thing, Lucho, for you? What is your conclusion about fear of missing out in video games?
Keep an eye open.
Keep an eye open. Be a smart consumer. Be a smart gamer. Know what the tricks they're using. I know that it's too much to think. Sometimes you don't want to think. You just want the thing. You don't want to think. You just want the thing that they're selling you.
My conclusion is go play Plaguester.
Go play Plaguester. Get out the format. Grind it.
That's the conclusion.
That's the conclusion. So be a smart consumer and a smart gamer. I hope we give you that and give you the tools to see when they're exploiting the fear of missing out. All right, so with that out of the way, we move to our audience questions and feedback before the power of Lucho goes out again.
It might.
Yeah, remember that you can write us down in any of our social media accounts. You can send us a message, write us through email, Twitter, or if you have any other way to contact us in any other shape or way or form you want. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can put a comments down below. We always read them. Even if for some reason YouTube disappeared them, which I don't know why. But hey, YouTube is weird. All right, the first question of this week is, with all the new React videos lately, will you consider covering movies or series?
I'm not opposed to it.
Will we react to the new Matrix Resurrections trailer?
We could. Why not?
And say, put awesome face of Keanu Reeves is John Wick in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Basically, which is everybody's reaction to the video. Look, it's John Wick in the Matrix.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
He has always been.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves as John Wick in the Matrix. I don't know, we can consider it. Which series would you like to cover, man? If it's a series. Or which movies do you like to cover?
But what do you mean by series? Like trailers or the actuals?
I have no idea what the person asking is.
Implying. No, like I don't. I'm open to a possibility.
Yeah.
We could definitely do a series that we like watch together every week.
That's hard because we have very different.
It's hard because we have very different schedules.
Yeah.
The other thing is that YouTube can be very annoying with
copyright. Yeah.
Copyright.
That's the other problem. We already been fighting with it.
We have already come with copyright problem.
Yeah. We already been fighting with it. Even or very like supposedly cover on the fair use React videos, but
yeah.
We'll consider it. We'll consider see if we find something.
We can think about it. I'm not opposed.
Yeah. Technically this channel is related all to games, but I can open another channel and going from there. The entertaining media is big.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, my friend.
There you go. Thing to consider. All right. Our next question is rebooting franchises good for the creativity and advancement of the games industry? Basically, the question of, are reboots and remakes killing the new ideas of the game industry?
I don't see a problem with it. Like,
yeah. No, you don't see that problem. You think? I see a lot of the thing is like I see a lot of creativity outside of the AAA realm into the indie scene. And there's a lot of different things, but we have seen like interesting stuff coming from the AAA scene too, right? We've seen like, for example, we were talking about the showcase, the PlayStation. That Loop is technically a AAA game, and we were very interested.
It's more than that. I think, like, as a creative exercise, there is value going back, revisiting classics, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And like, by remaking them, could argue that some people rekindle their creative juices and it could have a positive effect.
Yeah, and I feel that this especially applies to reboots because, as we discussed last episode, they should take like new creation games, like more inspired into the original material than anything else.
Even for remakes, like if you're a young developer, you're tasked with remaking like an old classic game.
Yeah,
you could learn many things from that.
Correct.
And that could always nudge you like a positive overall as a developer.
Yeah.
That's kind of my point.
As anything else in art, you're always stealing from somebody, even if you don't realize it.
You're always inspired by something.
Yeah, you're always inspired by something. That's the reality of art, and video games are art, even if some people don't think they are. But that's a discussion for another time. So I think that is all for this week's episode. Hopefully, Lucho, please don't die.
Am I dying?
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
That's all for this week's episode. Once again, thanks for tuning in into Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. My name is Luch, and you can find me on Twitter at @LuisGPolanco.
And I am the London Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at the London Gamer and on Twitch on twitch.tv/LondonGamer, where I stream. Follow me on social media to know when I'm going live, especially closer to the 28th of September when I'm going to stream the beginning of New World, Amazon's Fierce MMO RPG. Yeah, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, do anything social, give us a like or a comment, suggest us to your friends, tell people that we're doing content, man. We're closing the 100 episode. Yes. We are a sure thing that if you start listening, you can have our entertaining every week. We have felt like 1 or 2 weeks. Actually.
Yeah, we have taken a couple of weeks off.
We're taking a couple of weeks off in the span of these 2 years making the content, but we generally are here with you every week to discuss things about games and teach you how to be a better consumer.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, do anything social that anything can be watching us, like, a comment, say hello, anything. And thanks for coming to the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. See you next time. Bye. And did you know? Not much courtship precedes lobster lovemaking. Females that have just shed their shells send out a pheromone to let the mates know when they're in the mood. Usually lobsters that shed their shells are vulnerable and could be eaten by other lobsters because lobsters are cannibals, so there you go, they're very metal. But when the female says she's ready to get it on, the male lobster will usually opt to have sex with her instead of killing her. Seems like a good option.
It seems like a good idea. In the colonial era, only the poor, indentured servants and prisoners ate lobsters. They were cheap, too plentiful, and considered taste. After prisoners in one Massachusetts town got sick of eating them all the time, a new rule said that they only had to eat them 3 times a week.
There you go. So it was considered. It was weird. Have you had lobster?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
With a lot of butter.
Yeah. Delicious.
Yeah.
I actually prefer crab. I find that crab has a better taste than lobster. Lobster, as I say, is kind of plain. But recently I was watching I was reading an article about. I was watching a video about the immortality of lobsters.
Yeah.
And they technically are immortal, but they get tired of being immortal. So they decide to die. So technically a lobster can shed the shell infinite times, but they become so large. Yeah, but they become so large to the point that they die trying to shed their own shells. Or they know that it takes them so much energy to shed their own shells to remove themselves that they prefer to stop.